there is a bombshell brewing right now with Jeffrey Epstein, and this is important. Now, I want to bring back the 𝗙cie tweet. Okay, I'm gonna pull up an image here for you, but I want to bring back this 𝗙cie tweet right here. Okay, this is way back in November. This is before the discharge petition, guys. Okay, and now David 𝗙cie is not super reliable, guys. He is not. David 𝗙cie is a bullshitter sometimes, but he did say that there was some really crazy shit about Trump, that what Michael Wolff says was like the tip of the iceberg, and that everyone in the GOP was going to sign on to the discharge petition. He said that at a time when everyone thought it was going to be a party line vote, okay? And what ended up happening was a discharge petition came out and only one person voted against it. So it was like unanimous, guys, except for Clay Higgins. And now the Oversight Committee in the last week or so has talked to Sarah Kellen. They have talked to Leslie Groff. And now this New York Times article came out. And this shit, guys, is a bombshell. Now, guys, a lot of people who watch this channel are not subscribed, so make sure to hit that sub button. Make sure you hit that like. We got a lot of important work to do here. Inside the White House freak out over the Epstein files. The president's top advisors gathered in a series of situation room meetings as they struggled to contain a scandal engulfing Donald Trump himself. All right. And this is going back to last summer, guys, July 17th, 2025. So it was July 16th was when Trump said the Epstein files were a hoax. Dude, look at this, guys. They're right. They're going into the situation room the day after he made that statement.
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden we went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it.
Trump's most senior advisors had gathered without him to figure out how to gain some measure of control over a very different kind of crisis threatening to engulf the presidency, the Epstein files. So this, guys, is essentially like his own staff were meeting without him on how to deal with the Epstein files. That says a lot, right? To me, that says that his staff know something in there is related to him, so they need to figure out how to damage control whatever's related to him. And it was about to get worse. The Wall Street Journal was preparing a damaging article about Trump's relationship with Epstein. The president's desperate attempts to kill the story had failed. His team now had to get everyone onto the same page about how to counter the growing swarm of attention. They needed a gesture of transparency to appease an increasingly angry base, but also a way to convey the message that the president was sympathetic to his supporters' concerns, which itself was a problem because he clearly wasn't. The larger conversation was how to handle the crisis. If everything was publicly available, it could include all kinds of potentially humiliating material. Suddenly, one of the officials, the Situation Room, raised the subject of a disturbing but uncorroborated accusation against Trump that had come to light in unsealed filings from a defamation case of Virginia Giuffre and Maxwell. The secondhand accusation alleging a specific type of essay was a perfect example of something that would show up on the public website, put the spotlight on Trump, whether it was true or not. And the old Giuffre case included emails sent to a journalist by Sarah Ransom. She was one of the women who was at the island a lot. In the email, Ransom claims she knew a girl in Epstein's trafficking ring named Jen who said she had had sex with Trump. Ransom also claimed that Jen had told her Trump had a predilection for nipples and that he had aggressively flicked and done things to hers. Ransom wrote that she had seen evidence when she shared a bathroom with Jen. It looked incredibly painful as they were red and swollen. I remember wincing when I looked at them. After a judge ordered the unsealing of some of these 𝗙𝗎𝗏 files, the document that connected Trump to the claim was among the material that came out. Some of Trump's advisors had never heard of the nipple claim. Those who had seemed to have only had a passing familiarity with it. Many in the room thought it was all just discredited nonsense, but it might not matter. The Ransom emails could get new attention if they were included in public-facing and searchable Epstein library, right? None of the credibility issues would come into consideration if the government database also gave Ransom's claim validity. So guys, I mean, you know what this is setting the stage for? This is setting the stage for, like, did they go through these documents and remove anything related to Trump and nipples? You know? Like, what the fuck, bro? Blanche argued the Ransom document and her disavowal of other claims would make it clear why allegations had never been pursued for prosecution. The vice president said he thought the president would be okay with releasing the nipple-related documents, arguing Trump had been accused of worse. I think we should put it out. It would cause people to say we're going further than we need to. Wiles quickly responded the president would not, in fact, be okay with it. Dude, they're arguing about Trump's nipple predilection. It was a point no one wanted to continue debating. One official would later describe it as a surreal experience to be discussing nipples in the White House Situation Room in regards to the president. This was, in miniature, the entire problem the White House had with the Epstein files. Piles of accusations were impossible to disprove and equally impossible to make them go away. I am curious about cross-referencing this with the Sarah Kellen and the Leslie Groff, because Leslie Groff's interview was pretty damning for Trump, because Trump insisted he had no contact with Epstein after Jeffrey Epstein and Virginia Giuffre, right? Which is like around 2000, right before they took her and she was spotted on Naomi Campbell at her birthday party on that yacht in like the French Riviera. Trump had said, oh, I ended it. When he took someone from the club, Virginia Giuffre, oh, bad guy, I ended my relationship. But here's the problem, guys. Leslie Groff just testified before the Oversight Committee that Donald Trump, she set up several meetings and phone calls with Trump and Epstein. But you ready for this? She didn't start working for Epstein until 2001. So Trump, again, it's another lie. I don't know, guys. I can't help but feel on a personal level that, 90% of Trump's behavior is motivated by like shit that's in the Epstein files, right? Either shit that he's on the run from, shit that he has that's dirt on people, or people have dirt on him, so he has to like do what they say, or people he's covering for internationally that are throwing massive amounts of money at him to make sure this shit never sees the light of day. Like, seriously, I think if we could see all of the Epstein files and get that whole Epstein story, we'd look at a lot of Trump's insane behavior and be like, oh, fuck, of course, that's why he's doing it that way. I mean, there's a lot of people implicated in this shit, guys. There is, Ehud Barak, the Israeli, everyone in high levels of the Israeli government, including Netanyahu, because Barak was Netanyahu's defense minister. Okay. So then there's an untold number of Mossad and IDF related, people, and whatever big capitalists are in the Middle East, including the people in Dubai And like, I'm sure there's Saudi princes and the whole 9 yards. We know that it goes into the royal family with Andrew. We know that it goes into high levels government families in Norway, in Germany. I mean, we don't even know what the Putin connection could be behind this shit. But the finances go into Deutsche Bank and stuff. And then here in America, dude, it's everybody. It was like Larry Summers, it's Bill Gates, it's Bill Clinton, it's Donald Trump. It is like maybe the intelligence agencies, certainly high level, as far as high enough level to get an immunity deal from the government attorney, Alex Acosta, right? It is, Fortune 500 companies. It is, the Sergey Brin, Elon Musk, Palantir, Peter Thiel, right? I mean, it's like everybody, guys. Everybody. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.